Welcome to another Toyota Landcruiser Prado Build episode. This video is part 2 of a 3-part series I'm releasing. In part 1, I showed you in detail every step to be able to take out the rear seats of the Prado to open up a nice space for a new floor and drawer unit. In this video, I'll be showing you in detail how to sound deaden the rear of your Prado to ensure you don't interfere with any vehicle functions, as well as demonstrating the minimum amount of material needed to save you money. In part 3, I'll show you how to build a new floor and how to bolt this down, saving you hundreds of dollars and hours of experimenting in the process. Before we start, please click the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the channel. Let's get started. First thing we need to discuss is the products I used and how much they cost. I used 2 different products because I didn't want to buy 2 of the same product, as one was more expensive than the other due to covering more area. I used the Roadkill Universal 2-piece kit and Silverline speaker kit from Autobarn. They cost $47 and $17 respectively, bringing the total price of this project to $64 so far. The Roadkill material was thicker and had an alumunium backing. However, I didn't notice a difference between the 2 materials when testing. When working with sound deadening material, it is easy to go over the top, thinking you need to layer the product on top of itself. Of course, this will have a greater impact on the sound deadening capabilities. However, in my experience with making sound systems in my previous builds, diminishing returns will make itself apparent. I'd rather save that money for other things like more camping gear and photography equipment. If you have the cash, go crazy. For this build, the amount of material was more than enough to reduce the road noise. I tested it before and after off camera, and the difference was noticeable by me and my passenger. I also saved money on not purchasing the nylon roller suggested by the sound deadening companies, and I chose to use my hands and other soft edge tools I had laying about. As long as the material is firmly pressed onto the surface, including all of the curves, then save your money. A quick note before we start is that if you're considering moving the strange plastic box that sticks up off the floor, don't. This is a key transponder unit which is essential to your car's many features. Let's begin the sound deadening process. The first step is to roll out all of your product and space it out on the floor. The material does not need to be touching other sheets, nor do they need to overlap. However, make sure there aren't large gaps of exposed metal. Once you are happy with the positioning of your panels, begin marking the panels so that you can cut them to avoid covering the bolt holes and other features. I cut the panels using a pair of Fiskars multi-purpose scissors. However, Stanley knives and scissors will do the same thing. I recommend you wipe the surface of the vehicle after this step with a rag of methylated spirits, alcohol, or something that removes grease and dirt. This will ensure best adhesion. Once this dries, begin peeling off the paper backing and laying down the panels. With the Silverline material, I noticed that bubbles were forming from trapped air. Be sure to work from the bottom to top and push down as you go to avoid pockets of air being trapped. Your final step is to push the material down onto the surface, making sure you press it into the corners and curves. You have now successfully sound deadened your car. This will make a huge difference regardless of what you plan for the back of your vehicle. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll reply straight away. Please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you soon for part 3 of this mini series.